Hi guys, just jumping onto Cardano now on the hourly time frame. As you can see, the market's had a bit of a correction. Bitcoin's come down a bit. We are targeting some levels for Bitcoin and Ethereum in our daily update video, guys. If you want to check that out, if you've not been to the channel before, then please do subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on all the great content that we're providing. And also smash that like button for us now, guys, if you don't mind. We do appreciate all your really nice comments that we're getting as well, guys. We really appreciate all those lovely comments that we're receiving, and that's why we do this. If you'd have checked out my previous Cardano price prediction and forecast and technical analysis, you would see that I was targeting a pullback towards the $1.20 area. And we were down at that area there, floating around, and we tested it a couple of times, but obviously with the correction we have broke down. One thing to note is in the previous breakdown of Bitcoin and the rest of the market, Cardano was one of the first coins to bounce back really strongly because of the fundamentals. It has gone up almost to 7x since the start of the year. So potentially you could see more growth going forward, but it is quite speculative. We've had a hard fork with a Shelly hard fork recently, and I know smart contracts is coming to the chain soon, but at the moment it is still quite speculative. So I just want to bring some technical analysis to your attention and why you should be quite cautious on Cardano moving forward. We'll jump onto the daily time frame here, guys. So on the daily time frame here, as I said, if you looked at my previous video, I said that we've gone up in a layered, progressively upward trajectory, obviously for Cardano, and we've gone up quite aggressively. And I think we was up here at the time of recording the video, and I did say we were potentially looking at a blow off top, and that we would basically come back and test this 20 EMA on the daily time frame here, guys. So that has happened. As you can see, we've bounced off it a couple of times on the daily time frame. I think, looking back at my video, I think it was about a week ago that I made it, and we were around about there that I did make that video. It was quite high, and I said that we're potentially looking at a bit of a correction down to the previous high. So if you can see that there, so that's basically what we've done, that previous high. And as you can see, that move there, when that went up, that come back down and test that previous high and bounced off it. So now this is testing this previous high, and if you can see the move that we experienced before, where it bounced off it and went up like this, guys. So potentially we could be looking at another bounce there and a move up and another high. But I do want to bring something to your attention, guys, on Cardano especially. Yeah, great project, making strides, but perhaps it may be a little bit overextended, and we may be looking at a further correction down to the 55 EMA, which would be perfectly healthy, guys. The fact that it's not necessarily bouncing quite hard now, given that Bitcoin has corrected and Ethereum, something's telling me that we may see, just common sense is telling me that we may see a further breakdown on Cardano to the downside to this 55 EMA, just as a test of support in this uptrend, guys. So if you look at other crypto projects that have gone up and exponentially and stuff, they do come back and test this 55 EMA, and it's perfectly healthy to have that correction to come down and test it as support in the uptrend, in a continuation trend, guys. We are in a bull market. We have gone up, from these levels here, up here, 600-700%. If you look at that, there to there, that previous high, that's 1300%. So that's quite high. We're now currently set up at like 990% since last November. I think from the start of the year, if we go down here, so roughly there, so from the start of the year, you can see we went up a mega 778%, and we're now sitting at 569%. So yeah, I'd like to make a exuberant price prediction and say, yeah, we're just going to keep doing this, guys, we're just going to keep doing this. That'd be great, and potentially we may do that. But what I'm doing, I'm bringing you attention to the possibility that you may see us correct down to this 55 EMA. And if we go back into the history of Cardano now, guys, you'll see that when we did form this trend here, just here, when we started to break out in Cardano, and we formed this bullish cross here, guys. This is called a bullish cross on the daily time frame. The 20 EMA crosses the 55 EMA. We cross it just there, and I believe that's the last time that we've crossed it for Cardano. And ever since there, when we formed that bullish cross, we've gone up exponentially, as you can see. and the EMA has got away from the 20 EMA. The 55 and the 20, you can see, are nowhere near each other. So yes, it is extremely overbought at the moment. I know the RSI is not necessarily an indicator of that, but it is quite high up here in the RSI indicator, and the fact that we've shot up in this parabolic move here, I kind of feel that we're a bit exhausted in this move, and I am expecting a retest of this 55 EMA, which is perfectly healthy, guys. So again, look at this. When we broke out, we moved up. So as you can see, we came up, guys, and we came up aggressively there, back tested the EMA, fell through the 20 EMA as support, then went up again, back tested it, fell through, and bounced off to 55 there. You can see we had a couple of bounces off to 55 before we've gone massively up in this parabolic move, and you can see ever since then we've not touched this 55 EMA. And you will see in any chart that you look at, in any parabolic move, the 55 EMA is the one that you need to keep an eye on as a true resistance of support and a confirmation of an uptrend. So what we're looking for here, guys, is potentially a pullback to this 55 EMA. Not quite necessarily, not immediately. We may see another impulsive move to the upside for Cardano in this time frame here, but what I want you to make you aware, anyone that's investing into Cardano, I'm not a financial advisor, this is not a financial advice, but I just want to make you aware that potentially moving up, we could see this 55 EMA creep up like this, okay, like this, and then we could see this 20 EMA come around like this. Okay, so you could be looking at some form of consolidation for Cardano, not necessarily a crash from this point, but you could be looking at some form of consolidation right now for Cardano, where the price is just sort of going to crab along like this, guys, and when the EMAs catch it up, you may see us fall below this 20 EMA, retest this 55 EMA before we continue with an uptrend. So that's just a potential play that I'm potentially seeing for Cardano. We are really overextended from 55 EMA. It's perfectly healthy to come back to it and test it in an uptrend. Failing that, if we continue this parabolic move to the upside, then I'll give you an upside target as well for Cardano right now. Okay. So I did say in my previous video, if we was to form this level of consolidation here, you would be looking at. So on Cardano, I did say that in my previous video, as you can see on the move up, we come back, we tested 20, come back, tested 20, and we're coming back testing the 20. So, potentially we could still see a massive surge to the upside here, guys. But personally, I think we may sort of consolidate for a bit, and this 55 EMA creep up, and then we may be testing the 55 EMA at some point, which would be really, really healthy for Cardano. Obviously, there's a lot of hype and speculation around Cardano. I just want to make you aware, guys, that's all the video is about, is just bringing, attention to detail, technical analysis. So basically what we could be looking at for Cardano now is what we've seen here. We've seen we had this consolidation, we had that consolidation, we had this consolidation here, and that consolidation, and we may be looking at another level of consolidation, and from that point you could potentially see where we could break out, because you measure it like this, guys. So that down to there, to that breakout there was that, and you can see that we broke out. When we broke out that level of consolidation, we went up to the top layer of that level of consolidation, basically bull flags, guys. Okay, so if we was to break out, we moved up now in this level of consolidation for Cardano, and we broke out somewhere up there. Again, you could be looking at that 150, 158 Cardano price tag up there, guys. So yeah, that's just something to keep an eye on in Cardano. I just want people to be careful with Cardano. It is a great project. It's number 3 by market cap, but I do think it's gone up exponentially here, and it basically needs a bit of a breather. It needs a bit of a cool off. And the fact that Bitcoin and the crypto market is corrected, and Cardano this time has gone with it, shows that the move is kind of exhausted, and it's kind of running out of steam perhaps a little bit in this massive uptrend that we found ourselves in. But long term, yeah, great, it's looking great for Cardano. So yeah, great for Cardano. If we jump onto the Cardano BTC chart, guys, and take a look at the Cardano versus Bitcoin. Yeah, so versus Bitcoin, you can see we are coming down and testing this EMA. We are quite close to this 55 EMA, so potentially you could see us test this 55 EMA as well against Bitcoin, which again would be really perfectly healthy. We are coming down, we're bouncing off this 20 EMA, guys, which is really healthy. So yeah, we could potentially see a surge to the upside against versus versus Bitcoin. But what I want to show you on the weekly time frame here, guys. So on the weekly time frame, I think in the video I did say that we may run into some form of consolidation here for Cardano on the weekly time frame. So you may see us trade like this, forming another bull flag before we push to the upside like that. So basically up there, so may form something that looks like that on a weekly time frame versus Bitcoin, and again that would be perfectly helpful. That could potentially see us go sideways and let them EMAs catch up to us on the USD chart as well, guys. So that's just something to keep an eye on for Cardano in the short time, in the longer time frame there, guys. Jumping back to the USD chart, we will take a quick look at all the different time frames for Cardano. So as you can see, we've just gone up crazily there. We've shot up an insane amount, and we're just consolidating now before the next leg up, or we potentially let these EMAs creep back up to us. So the week leg was super bullish, and the volume's coming. It's really nice. We are really high up here in the overbought trajectory on the RSI, so some form of pullback and consolidation, it does look likely, and it does look like it is pointing to a level of consolidation, guys, where we may just crab sideways for a little bit, and you may see us pull back to that 55 EMA on the hourly time, on the daily time frame there, guys. So we switch again to the daily. You can see on the daily that, you know, the EMA is catching us up. So we're still bullish on the daily, guys, but again a level of consolidation. We'll look at the 4 hourly. See, on the 4 hourly we've actually gone bearish now because we're under this EMA and we're being repressed by it. So that is potentially what will potentially push us down towards those 55 EMA levels on the daily time frame, guys. The fact that we are being pushed down by this 55 and the 20 on the 4 hourly time frame now may see us form this level of consolidation under the EMAs, guys, until the 55 EMA catches up on the daily time frame. So basically that is just basically it for Cardano. A bit of a pullback, bit of a level of consolidation. I don't see us making new all-time highs anytime soon, guys. I think the market just needs to breathe down, especially on Cardano there. But long term, yeah, I do see it as moving upwards on Cardano, but for the time being, bit of crabbing, bit of sideways action, and that's basically it. Okay, guys, I hope you really enjoyed that video. Please do smash the like button and subscribe to the video and share the video on social media where you can, and I'll catch you in another video soon. Cheers. Bye bye.